there's this time when you have the Sengoku Jidai, the Edo period, the Meiji period. You have samurai that passes on this knowledge to samurai, and then that samurai passes it on to the next samurai. And that's the way it always goes down, yeah? Okay. There's a point, which you guys can understand this, where the top samurai is not going to give it to samurai. Because there's no need for samurai. There is no more ninja, there's no more samurai, which means they're going to give it to their top student. The one that they think understands it the most. Because, you know, we live in a time now, we're not walking around with our swords on our hips, right? During this time, this 1890s going into the 1900s, lots of things changed during that time. So there was a change from the old warrior arts to what Japan is today. What we see more like this, I'm going to say gentleman art, if you will, or something that was preset rule. There were specific people that lived during this time of the early 1900s, late 1800s, and they trained with samurai, and their grandfathers were samurai, a ninja, and they trained with them and they understood everything that their family was doing, and they wanted to take that and push that into the future and share that with the next generation. Now that's why you see the kanji Tomo Ryu like this, okay? And this is what we're going to start the kuden with. You guys see this kanji, it says Tomo Ryu, that means door of the fierce. There was a time where this last huya, the samurai, the ronin, and the ninja, they were trying to maintain their status. In doing so, they weren't really passing down the traditions family anymore, because even though the grandfather was samurai, the grandson was probably going to school and learning a different language and didn't really give a damn about being samurai. Nakashima Sensei, he says, okay, so it's really hard for me to teach these old ways in the modern day. No one wants to do it anymore. I mean, keep in mind, 1894 we had the Sino Wars, right? That was going on at the time with Japan, China, and Korea. So he took these traditions that he had trained in, and then he had inherited and he had trained in, and he has. And he said, anybody with the heart of samurai, anyone who's fierce, you know, who has the heart of samurai or shinobi, they can train here at the school. So that's why we call it Tomo Ryu, door of the fierce. Because that person with a heart like that, or spirit like that, will walk through the door and they will train. The people that don't have that kind of heart and have that kind of determination, they won't. So when you guys think of that, that's kind of the essence, if you will, or the fundamental basics of this particular school, of how it's approached what we have now. We are at the Tomo Ryu Shinobijutsu, and we're doing really good. We've started, I showed everybody a lot of scrolls and some of the family traditions, and I talked about the Tomo Ryu Gokai. And from there, we also started working on the Taijutsu Kimiyagoki. We worked on various techniques from the Gisengata. I just got done teaching how to carry tinder in the Donohi, the Hogochi, and the Uchitake. I'm teaching how to create char cloth right now. So Mr. McLean is keeping the fire going for me. Mr. Delphine's back there teaching Bujutsu technique from the Gisengata, and everything is going really well. Mr. Chafin is working on, he's demonstrating Josho no Jutsu, which are the climbing techniques in Tomo Ryu, and we're doing work on the hand and feet skills. That's another form of yokoroki as you go across from side to side. Now in this particular technique here, it's called Kumono Jutsu, showing how to climb with a Sanjaku Tengui. Or an obi. You could use an obi for the same thing. I was explaining to them that if you wanted to climb up a tree that had no limbs, you would use your obi or Sanjaku Tengui. But you could also, if there was a branch that was just out of reach, you could weten the obi or the Sanjaku Tengui and use that as a rope to climb up. It'll grip onto the tree and you could pull yourself up. Okay, so everyone's over there doing swordsmanship, and I've got them working on various techniques of cutting. Ukiashi is floating foot. And The fable or the tale is to be able to do this and run on the tops of grass and to float across the ground to catch the enemy target. I'm going to take my left hand, and I know that right here there's no traps, so I'm going to replace take my left foot to replace my left hand, and then extend that out. And then I'm going to take my right foot and replace my right hand because I know there's no traps here. And you're looking for tripwire or anything else, staying really low. It's one of the few stealth steps where you're going to be able to see from the front and the back. You have full view, and it's only done with your back up against the wall. That way you know you're protected. There's nothing behind you. Okay? Day one of the Tomo Ryu Keiko is done. Yeah, we're going to start packing everything up. It's midnight. The park closes at midnight, so we're going to pack it all up, go home, get some sleep, and then we start again at 8 in the morning for another 6 to 8 hours of training. So it was really good. We did Shinobi Iri, we did Jujutsu, we worked on Kobu Kokoshi Goto, we did Taijutsu Kimiyagoki, we did Bujutsu Kimiyagoki, we did what else? We did Tojutsu Kimiyagoki, we did Seizonjutsu or survival training. We did a lot of Kuden. I talked about historical ninjutsu. We did a lot of ninki. Actually, we did a lot of ninki. So, yeah, I think it was really good. I think today was a really, really good way to start the Tomo Ryu camp. Time to go home and get some sleep. Do it again tomorrow. Bye.